Hello and welcome back to Virtual Farmer in the Classroom. I'm Farmer Hannah and this is part 2 of our Farmer in the Classroom lesson about cows. In the first video about cows, we talked about cows in Montana and what they eat and how their bodies work, how they eat their food. In this video, we're going to be talking about the foods that we eat that come from cows and some other things that come from cows that are not food. So if you haven't seen that first video, you might want to go back and watch that now. Otherwise, we'll dive right in. So just like vegetables, we raise cows for food. Okay, so just like we grow vegetables so that we can eat them, we raise cows so that we can get food from them. So what foods do we get from cows? Maybe take a moment and stop and think, what foods do I eat or the people eat do cows make? Think about a few of those for a minute. Well, lots. We get lots of different foods from cows. They're in two main categories. So there are dairy products and then the meat products. So dairy products are anything that is made from cow's milk. So things like cheese, cream, butter, ice cream, yogurt, all of that is made from cow's milk. Now, the other types of food that we can get from the cow are meat. So those are things like hamburgers, steaks, ribs, or any other kind of food that is called beef. That comes from the cow, from the actual animal's body. So if we're going to eat meat, if we're going to eat beef, that means that the beef that we're eating came from a cow that had to die for us to have food. Now, I know that can be kind of sad, and that can be sort of big thing to wrap our brains around, but it's important for us to think about and for us to understand that when we eat meat, it did come from an animal, and that animal did have to die for us to eat it. So it is a little bit sad, but it's important so that we can appreciate where our food is coming from. We can appreciate those cows whose meat we're eating. Now, it's true that some people choose not to eat meat because that makes them sad or for other reasons. And that's a personal choice. So if that makes you sad, don't have to eat meat. But there are lots of other things that we get from cows too, not just dairy and meat. There are a lot of different ways that we can use parts of their bodies that we wouldn't eat that helps to make sure that the animals are not going to waste. So some examples include leather products, so leather jackets, leather shoes, leather belts, even things like footballs that are made from leather. Leather is cow's skin, cow's hide. So that's one thing that we can get. Now we can also get skincare and makeup products. So things like lotion and soap and toothpaste can be made with cow's fat. So the fat from cows can be made. It's only one ingredient, but it can be mixed into lots of different things. We also can use different body parts from cows to make medicine. So oftentimes different parts of their organs, so things that we don't eat, but other parts inside their body can be made into medicines like insulin and arthritis medication. And then other stuff that is food is gelatin. So their skin and bones can be boiled down into gelatin, which makes things like marshmallows and Jell-O and gummy candies like gummy bears and gummy worms that gives them that like gummy chewy texture. So that comes from cows too. Now, one other really important thing that comes from cows has to do with that cycle of what they eat and how their bodies break food down. It's what comes out the other end, and that is their poop. Yes, it's true, we can use cow's poop. It can actually be very helpful, not just stinky. So cow poop is also called manure. And of course, what happens when animals eat is they poop. But cow poop is especially useful. It can be mixed with some other things and let to sit over time. It sort of breaks down and becomes a kind of compost or fertilizer that can then be spread over a field, even a field of grass. And it can help that grass or other plants to grow. And then the cows could eat the grass. So it's a whole cycle. The cow eats the grass, the cow poops, the poop is turned into fertilizer, the fertilizer is spread over the field, and the cows eat the grass that grows in the field. So that's a really important thing that comes from cows as well. Our next lesson is going to be all about bees. Farmer Lori is going to talk to you about bees and maybe even show you her bees because she's got some pretty sweet little bees. Thanks for watching this Farmer in the Classroom video all about cows. I hope you learned something and I hope you stay warm this winter. See you soon.